JD Vicarja, Tommy and Sasta and Shaw at Texas Stat. I'd like to thank Dr. Tillman for inviting me here to Texas. The first thing that I'd like to say is that you shouldn't believe a single word I say. I'm not an academic. I'm not an expert. I do hold a BA degree in history and politics, but at best I am a source. I actually went to university aged 53 and graduated aged 57, and I thought that university would in some way rubber stamp my experience of modern history and politics, especially those things that I lived through. But the reality is that I had to unlearn things that I knew and relearn them as something academic, an experience I actually hated. Perhaps the thing I hated most was the truth. Take this, a lecture given by Professor Sean Connolly. Ireland is too close to Britain to avoid being dominated by Britain, and too far away to be fully integrated with Britain. That is something I wish was untrue, but it is a fact of history. Now that's true even before you factor in the Protestant Reformation, which divided Europe effectively North Protestant and South Catholic, England going with Northern Europe and Ireland going effectively with Southern Europe. This is not so much about history as the legacy of history. The legacy of history into which I was born, and the legacy that my grandchildren, 10 and 5-year-old boys, are born into. Realistically, the legacy of history starts to kick in when we become increasingly aware of the lives we lead and how that is different from other people, whether in other continents or in the house next door. When does that actually kick in? 8 years old, 10 years old? It's a gradual process. So we are talking initially about the world into which I was born, West Belfast in 1952, and how I became aware of it in and around 1962. As I'm sure you know, Ireland was partitioned in 1922. The Republic of Ireland was set up, and Northern Ireland set up. Northern Ireland, 6 northeastern counties, with a then approximately 65 to 35% Protestant Catholic split. Northern Ireland was set up as a Protestant parliament for a Protestant people. Now, I can't apologise for using the words Protestant and Catholic. They are, of course, labels that denote not theology but national identity, British and Irish, and Unionist and Nationalist. Yet Protestant and Catholic are the accepted label. The monitoring done to ensure compliance with fair employment practices determines these labels on the basis of which primary school you attended. In other words, about 50% of the Northern Ireland population is Protestant, about 42% is Catholic, and about 8% is other. Attendance at integrated schools or attendance at a school outside Northern Ireland. The world I was born into, the city of Belfast, West Belfast, well, it was an impoverished but happy childhood. My father was mostly on welfare or low-paid jobs. He had a chronic heart condition, and please note that this was British welfare, better than Irish welfare in the Republic. There was no saying that Catholics had to live with, disloyal to the crown but loyal to the half-crown. In other words, discontent at the British state but happy to accept the British way of life, especially where benefits were concerned. Now, on the map, I have tried to highlight places of interest, including my home, church, school, my father's workplace.